Okay, hello everyone. My name is Liu Lei. Here is our group presentation, and this is final assignment for intercultural communication. We are doing the film review about the Mulan, and here is our content, and we will explain in these sections, such as introduction, summaries, argument, theory, review, and conclusion. The introduction of the film. The intercultural communication refers to the gap of value belief and communication between different cultural backgrounds. Hua Mulan is the only film hero who defends the country in Eastern Chinese legends. This story is about Mulan taking her father's place in the army. Mulan's story has been made into a movie by many people. However, Disney Mulan reflects many of the country difference between China and the United States. For example, there are obvious gaps between the images of individual heroes, battlefield glory, and the Chinese Mulan story. In this presentation, we will explain the Disney version of Mulan and share the intercultural theories and arguments that exist in the film.
Mulan follows Fa Mulan, who disguises herself as a man named Ping to take her father's place in the army. She feels challenged in maintaining her disguise and proving herself as a warrior. So, bravery and determination, she earns the respect of her comrades and forms strong bonds with them during training. Mulan's identity is eventually discovered. Learn to her expulsion from the army. However, when the Hun launch a surprise attack on the Emperor city, Mulan's quick thinking and courage saved the Emperor and the people of China. In the end, she is honored for bravery and selflessness. Return home to her family with newfound respect and pride.
I'm going to talk about the arguments. The first one is the difference between the East and the West. In traditional Chinese culture, Mulan is revered as a national heroine who symbolizes loyalty, filial piety, and righteousness. Her decision to join the army was driven by her deep commitment to her family, particularly her father. This narrative highlights the importance of familial duty and sacrifice within Chinese political ethics over centuries of feudal rule. Uh, Conversely, the Western portrayal of Mulan, particularly in Disney's animated adaptation, emphasizes themes of individual heroism and self-worth. Mulan's journey is depicted as a quest for personal achievement and recognition in a broad societal context. Her bravery and intelligence are celebrated as she saves her country and earns admiration from the emperor and her fellow citizens.
Hello, I am Langton, and that I will introduce how are gender role and gender equality represented in the film. In the Mulan film, Mulan disguised herself as a man to take her father's place in the army. This behavior challenged traditional gender role and breaks down the world's view of the woman. Through the story of the Mulan, ideas such as the gender equality and female empowerment have been promoted. Mulan used her intelligence and courage to break the boundaries of the gender. And not only did she protect her family and her country, stereotypes of the woman's ability and status are implied in the different episodes of the film. And that is the embodiment of the value. For the film, we can also see the different value between the China and the West. Mulan joined the army in disguise to protect her aged father. The plot emphasized the traditional Chinese value of the filial piety, and in the West, Mulan was there to prove that she could get things done too. This reflects the rise of the idea of the individual. This corresponds to the American value of the individual, while this cultural difference creates some invaluable projects. They also provide the viewers with the opportunity to learn about different cultures.
Hi sir, and next I'll be talking about the cultural identity and self-representation of this film. So, Mulan is first introduced as a spirited girl who feels confined by the strict gender norms of her society. And this internal conflict is evident early on when she undergoes training to become a bride. And this discomfort and unhappiness she experiences during this training highlight the difficulty of trying to be something she is not. And faced with the pressure of family duty, Mulan decides to disguise herself as a male soldier to save her family's honor and protect her father. And this decision driven by traditional Chinese values such as loyalty and consideration. And these values heavily influence Mulan, and it influenced Mulan's action and decision throughout the movie. And one of the most significant scenes illustrating Mulan's internal struggle is when she steals her father's armor and leaves home to join the army. As she wraps her chest to better disguise herself as a man, we see her determination to conform to the expectations placed upon her. However, during training, she faced numerous challenges, highlighting the tension between her true self and the identity she must pretend to be. And Mulan's journey reached a turning point when she decides to reveal her true identity to the man she's been fighting alongside. By shedding her male disguise during a crucial battle, she demonstrates her true strength and natural gift for combat. And this act of courage breaks societal expectation and marks an emotional turning point when Mulan fully embraces who she really is, and she marries her responsibility to family and nation with integrating that is unique hers and challenging the gender roles of her culture.
The cultural stereotype is an argument in the film of Hua Mulan. Disney Mulan has many Western cultural stereotypes. First of all, in the setting of magic, this is completely divorced from the experience of expressions of Chinese culture. In Chinese pottery, magic is completely absent. It is the embodiment of Western culture. On the other hand, war is an important theme in the film Mulan. However, the war in the film does not follow the traditional Chinese model of warfare. In Hua Mulan's story, the battle is between the central plain and the nomad, but the film portrays the scenes as an Eastern European battlefield. This also led to a lack of visual effect.
Hello everyone, today I will be discussing the culture dimension theory, which has been majorly expanded to Foster theory. This theory identifies 5 major dimensions that determine the culture of a society. I will explore how these dimensions are illustrated in the film of Mulan. The power distance index is the first dimension. This dimension quantifies the degree to which members of a community who are less powerful acknowledge and expect that power is not allocated equally. The majority and the family relationships in Mulan are highly ordered, which is reflection of a high power distinction index. Being a head of the family, Mulan's father has the last say, and his choices are accepted. In the same way, the employed orders are followed without questions. The majority orders is firmly floated with clear rank divisions. The second dimension is individualism versus collectivism. This dimension explores whether individuals within a social prefer to work collectively or individually. In Mulan, set in Chinese culture, the communities prefer to work collectively, placing the honor of the family and the well-being of the communities above individual needs. Mulan's decisions to take her father's place in the army is driven by her sense of responsibility to the community rather individual gains. The third dimension is manuality versus familiarity. This dimension explains the distribution of roles between genders in the societies. In Mulan, traditional Chinese societies has clearly gender roles, with a more masculinist ordinations. Men are expected to be warriors, while women are expected to perform domestic roles. Mulan's character in which these gender roles form a central theme of the films, highlighting the rigid expectations placed on each other genders. The accidentally avoided in text, which mention a society's tolerations for dangers, confusions, and accidentally makes up the four dimensions. There is little accidentally avoided in the Chinese societies that Mulan shows. Traditions and expected standards are high valued. By ignoring these terms, Mulan actions bring traditions value and new opportunities into concept. The final dimension is intrusion versus restraint. These dimensions measure the degree to which a society allows or handles enjoyment of restricted and regulated behavior and actions. In Mulan, the societies are more restrained, which strict code of conduct that individuals are exposed to unhelped. Mulan's personal ambitions to join the army is restrained by societal expectations that she should fulfill her roles and responsibility towards her family and communities. In conclusions, Mulan clearly showed that the 5 dimensions of Oxford culture dimension theory. Through this film, we can see how cultural dimensions shape the behavior and decisions of individuals within a society. Thank you for your attendance, and I hope this presentation has approved a clearly understanding of how cultural dimensions can be observed and analyzed in different contexts. That's all for my presentations.
Mulan Burgess culture also is a strong line, contrasting Chinese culture value of obedience and duty with Western individualism. The film explores themes of gender equality, cultural stereotypes, and cross-cultural communication, making it a rich subject for discussion on identity, cultural difference, and social norms.
Okay, the conclusion. Film is the main way in media communication in the video and the national culture in today. The portrayal of individual heroism in American film is very clear. We have a lot different with Mulan in Chinese story. In Mulan's story, Huang Mulan joined the army to protect her elderly father. That is not escape marriage and as tactic in the film, which is a reflection of traditional Chinese value of filial piety. Therefore, from the perspective of reason for joining the army, there is an obvious difference between the Mulan and the film. Therefore, the Disney version of Mulan doesn't not portray the traditional Chinese Mulan image, but also implant Western country into it. It integrated personal heroism, feminism, magic word, and many other contents, which also show the huge gap between Chinese culture and Western culture. Okay, thank you very much to watching our presentation.